watched a video about a man who claims he used to be a pedophile, and the video is 1 hour long, so I'll give you the synopsis. He discovered CP when he was a teenager, or like at a young age. He accidentally stumbled across it. After that, he realized that he liked it, he got into it. So, as an adult, later into his adult life, he started consuming more and more of it. And the only reason that he stopped was because he got caught. He sent in a computer for repair that had CP on it. The person repairing it found out what he had, reported it to the authorities, and he was later sent to prison, I believe. He got in trouble with the police. And that is when he finally started going into like therapy and doing this and that in order to stop himself from being a pedophile. And I really want to talk about this because it made me think. And some of the points that he brought up, although they have some logic to them, I still do not agree with them at all. First of all, the sentence, I used to be a pedophile. Used to, for a connotation as strong as a pedophile, does not exist, right? There are a lot of things you can used to do. I used to like cats over dogs. I used to eat pizza every day. I used to watch Zootopia, but only the end credits where they had the Giselle singing. There are a lot of things that you can used to do. But to say that you used to be a pedophile does not exist. Why? Because pedophilia is not this thing that is an on and off switch that you can just have or not have. You either are a pedophile or you are not a pedophile. It is a very black and white binary thing. There's not a whole lot of nuance that you can add onto this because that's how pedophilia works. Pedophilia, in my eyes, is a mental disability. It is something deeply rooted within the inner crevices of your brain that makes you like children. And hot take, that's bad. The guy also talks about preventive care for pedophilia and how there needs to be a space where men who are experiencing pedophilic thoughts can go there to get help without being socially reprimanded because there's a lot of negative stigma around pedophilia, and if there were areas where people could go and recover before anything happens, that would be perfect because then we live in a better world. And here's the thing, that sentence has logic to it. Yes, if people could go and get help in therapy when they're experiencing pedophilic thoughts, that would be better because it stops more bad things from happening. But you're asking me to sympathize with a pedophile. That point blank is what you're asking me to do, and I just can't do it. Morally, I really can't. If you're a pedophile, I do not believe that you deserve the help that you owe so much that you need. If you are a pedophile, there are two things you can do. You can shove those feelings deep down and ignore them and die with them, which is what I think you should do. That's the correct thing to do, or you can admit it, like him. And once you admit it, what defense is there for your actions? There are none. Because as a pedophile, you prey on one of the most vulnerable groups in the world, children. And you don't have any remorse for your actions. You can say that you do. You can go to therapy. You can go on podcasts preaching how society needs to have more stigma-free, accepting areas to accept pedophilia as a disease that can be treated and cured. But I don't think it can. I don't know if that's a hot take. I genuinely don't think you can cure a pedophile. You can hide it, but you can't heal it. And until modern neuroscience advances to the point where we can pick apart people's brains and really dive into the architecture of what makes the human mind, and change people's brain chemistry on a fundamental level, you will never be able to cure pedophilia. Because what I just described is a fucking sci-fi fantasy that only exists in movies. That does not exist in real life. There's no magical operation where the doctor can take out the fucking pedophilia in your brain and now you're magically cured. That doesn't exist. So when you tell me I used to be a pedophile, I don't believe you. You know what you're telling me? I am a pedophile. There's no used to. You're not recovered. And maybe this video is coming off as a little bit harsh to pedophiles, but I don't care. If it does come off as harsh to pedophiles, oh well. There are any pedophiles watching that feel targeted. I don't care. I really don't.